Hello everybody, welcome back to War Rant. Today we're going over the Battle of Hattin. It's the most influential battle of the Crusades. Before we get into the War Rant, let me explain the battle. The Battle of Hattin was the battle that started the Third Crusade. The location of the battle was near the Horns of Hattin, an extinct volcano near the Galilee region, also known as present-day Israel, and the date of the battle was July 4th of 1187. The two sides of this conflict were the Crusader states of Levant and the forces of the Ayyubid dynasty under the leadership of Saladin. The reason for this battle was, by the late 12th century, the Crusader states that were established in the First Crusade faced increasing pressure under the Crusader presence. This war, like the Siege of Nicaea, which I covered in my last video, was also a religious conflict, as the Ayyubids were Muslim and the Crusaders were Christian. And the religious agenda was even more present in this battle, as it was the battle for the control of the holy city of Jerusalem, which, as you know, was under the control of the Crusaders. Due to them taking the land from the Seljuk Turks in the First Crusade, with this background information in mind, when Reynald of Chatillon, who was a Crusader lord, violated a truce by attacking Muslim caravans and threatening the holy city of Mecca and Medina, Saladin declared a jihad, which is an Islamic term used to refer to the defense of Islam, which led to the gathering of a substantial army to confront the Crusaders. And finally, on the day of the battle, the Crusader army of 15,000 men, exhausted and dehydrated, faced Saladin's forces of 20 to 30,000 men near the extinct volcano known as the Horns of Hattin. Saladin's troops set fire to the further disoriented and demoralized Crusaders, and the Muslim efforts surrounded the Crusaders, launching relentless attacks, but despite their efforts, the Crusader army was overwhelmed. The Crusader losses were devastating. Thousands were killed and many were captured, including the new king of Jerusalem, King Guy, and the Reynald of Chatillon. Saladin personally executed Reynald for his earlier provocations. Okay, now that you're all caught up on the battle, let's get into the War Rant. My War Rant for the Battle of Hattin revolves around the many dumb decisions that were made by both King Guy and Reynald of Chatillon. The first dumb decision was from Reynald of Chatillon, who, as I mentioned earlier, attacked a Muslim caravan, which was the catalyst that led to Saladin attacking the Crusaders and taking back Jerusalem. But his motives were, to me, the most interesting part of all of this, as they were personal ambition and wealth, since Reynald was known for his desire for more wealth and influence, and he would gain wealth from the substantial loot in the caravan. Also, provoking conflict, as Reynald had a history of provoking Muslim forces by repeatedly attacking them during their journeys to Mecca and Medina. And the last reason is political strategy, as the attack on the caravan can be seen as a large part of Reynald's plan in order to destabilize the Muslim power of the region by attacking the economic base of the Muslims. It could also be boiled down to racism, as in his youth, Reynald was captured by Muslim forces while serving. And this could be seen as a form of revenge on his part. The second dumb decision was under the leadership of King Guy of Jerusalem. Under his leadership, the Crusaders made a critical strategic error by marching across a dry and lifeless terrain to save the besieged city of Tiberias. They were lured into a trap set by Saladin, who controlled access to the water sources, weakening the Crusader forces through heat and thirst. As I close out this video, if there's anything I want you to take away from this video, it would be the importance of leadership. Not just leadership in terms of strategy, but as you could see from the battle, from King Guy, leadership in terms of camaraderie. Remember that people will always listen to someone they know will equally listen to them. And with the same logic, soldiers will die for a leader that will die for them, like Saladin. Remember to choose who you follow, and choose what kind of leader you want to be accordingly. I want to give a huge thank you to people who watch my content, and I really love doing this, and I appreciate anyone who watches any of my videos, so thank you. And I do have something I've been working on in the background of these videos. As you all know, I love to overcomplicate history, but now, with my new channel, which will be dropping on August 3rd, I'll be able to overcomplicate modern history, from the war in Iran to the war in Gaza, and the twisted or heroic intentions behind it all. And I will look at everything from a strictly unbiased and factual point of view. while of course trying to make it entertaining. My first video will be on the terrorist group Al-Qaeda, so if any of this interests you, feel free to check it out. This is War Rant, and I'll see you in the next one.